the Northwest Tarrant Chamber of Commerce is to serve, support, and promote business and tourism. I would like to recognize some of our elected officials and dignitaries as guests today. Jamie Birchfield from Charlie Guerin's office. City of Lake Worth Mayor Walter Bowen. City of Lake Worth Manager Stacy Almond. Assistant City Manager Debbie Whitley. And City of Lake Worth Secretary Monica Sokol. The Northwest Tarrant Chamber board members and ambassadors, if you could please stand. I'd like to thank you for what you do. And this month's Lunch and Learn sponsors are the City of Lake Worth and Lake Worth Self-Storage. If we have any first-timers here, if you could please stand. And we're going to ask you introduce yourself and your business. So if this is your first time, please do so. We'll start over here with you.
I'm Rosanna Horsco. I'm with Riverside Inn. We are a memory care community, and I am doing the sales and marketing for that community. Nice to be here with you.
Hi, I'm Keith Johnson. I'm with Tarrant. We help small businesses running your day-to-day issues that you hate to do, your social media, your listings management, email and text campaigns. We put it all into a simple software package where it's easy to do.
I am Kayla Abrams. I am with Bank of Texas Mortgage. So just took over the Lake Worth branch and happy to be here.
I'm Barry Marcus. This is Lori Stanley with River Oaks Printing. Got any printing needs, give me a holler.
Thank you. And just a reminder to anyone, if you have not purchased a ticket for the scholarship drawing, please stop by the check-in table. We award scholarships each year to the deserving high school students. Money raised in this drawing is used to fund the scholarship. So 3 of the high school recipients from Lake Worth High School, 2 of them have already received their scholarships. So we thank you and we are proud of those recipients. At this time, I'm going to introduce our speaker. Please welcome Alan H.B. Sells, Partnership Specialist from the Dallas Regional Census Center for the United States Census Bureau.
Thank you all very much. Give me just a moment. Thank you very much. We good, sir? Perfect. Well, again, my name is Alan Sale. I am with the 2020 Census Bureau. We are working to ensure that we get a complete and accurate count of the population of the U.S. Next year, April 1st being census date. I do want to just go over some. My computer wants to tolerate me a little bit. Let's go over just some information about the census. First off, while this is going through, there we go, is that the census is constitutionally mandated. That every 10 years under Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution is that we do a enumeration of the population that lives in the U.S. This is the extent of it, so it really is just terms of 10 years. This is the basis of so many important programs that affect our community, but we do want to make sure that we conduct a census to disseminate and then follow to disseminate to the President, Congress, and to the American people. There's a lot of uses for the census data, from genealogical, as I've talked with somebody about that, to the basis for congressional lines, legislative lines at the state level, and billions of dollars in federal funding. I'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment. But just to give you a little background, I got my degree from Texas Tech, political science. Absolutely, guns up. I also went to graduate school there and received my master's. Politics or the political science of what we're talking about is very interesting to me. So I like to point this out. This is the 2010 map. As you can see, Texas actually picked up 4 congressional seats in the last election. As everyone in this room knows, we have maintained a steady population growth, and we want to ensure that Texas receives the representation that they deserve. There are lots of different estimates out there about how many seats Texas is going to pick up. We just want to, from the census standpoint, make sure that everybody gets counted so that we can get the representation, especially here in North Texas, where I imagine that we'll get at least one seat here. Before I get to the census dates, I do want to talk about the financial side of it. Is every year, based on census data, $675 billion in federal funding is passed to the states. That includes money for schools, roads, emergency services. Cities use the census data to determine planning of if they need community centers to reach a senior population, and a lot of other food stamps, Medicaid, Medicare. So much of these programs are based on census data. So we really want to ensure that we get this accurate count. Just some important census dates. I know there's a lot out there. Many of you may already be seeing some of our colleagues out in the field knocking on doors or walking, checking addresses. We have started our address canvassing phase. That's to ensure that we have up-to-date records of the homes and mailboxes that are that may have been built or torn down in the last 10 years. So if you do have somebody that knocks on your door, I will say, and I encourage, and I'll talk about confidentiality later, please understand that they're going to be there, but also that they will have credentials and ways for you to verify their employment with the census, and they will be able to provide that information. So please don't hesitate, if you have questions, to check the credentials and to check a phone number that they should have available to verify that they are a census employee, because the confidentiality of the census and your personal information is critically important. And I'm going to say that, I'm going to talk about that a lot, but I just want to highlight that right now. April 1st, as I said, 2020 is census date. Starting in February and in waves through March, we'll be sending out mailers to every household, talking about how you can respond to the census, the importance of it, but really, and I'll talk about this in a moment, you can actually respond to the census for 2020 in 2 new ways, over the phone and online. Both of those will be in 13 different languages, and those mailers will outline how you can respond to it. Our entire efforts and our results will be reported to the President by the end of 2020, by December 1st, and then starting in 2021, we will provide that data to states to start their redistricting efforts. Confidentiality, I said, I'll say this multiple times. Title 13 of the US Code protects everyone who responds to the census information. The census personal identifiable data is protected for 72 years. We do not share your information to other agencies. We are a statistical organization. We provide statistics, not people's information. We don't provide this to the IRS, to CPD. We don't provide to any other agency beyond statistical purposes for the population. So I really encourage everyone here in this room to understand, and please take that message to your communities, that the census is safe and secure. And the last part is every member of staff of the Census Bureau takes an oath for life at the fine of $250,000 and 5 years in prison for providing that data to or divulging personal data. Also, as some of you may remember, in previous censuses we have not used the digital side. We're also in our field operations, our enumerators, the people that knock on doors to verify information, or for those that have not responded, that will also be digital. They will be having tablets, and that information, once completed, once the census is completed, will be sent out. So they will not be able to hold that information. Yes, ma'am.
You said it's not shared. If you're doing ancestry.com and you're looking for relatives and who comes to the States, and it says that
Mhm.
somebody was on the census at this.
Correct. So 72 years. So the 1940 census is the most recent census that people have access to. So no, that's a great question, because genealogically, I mean, so many people use the census for that. So 72 years. So in 2 years, the 1950 census will be available. But that just goes is that while I can't answer why 72 years, but that is how long we protect the data, or we hold on to the personal data. There we go. So here's just a couple of questions on what we ask. In the past, we've had short form, long form version of the census. The 2020 census will be 10 questions. You'll have your name, your age, date of birth, if you're an owner or a renter of the property, bless you, your gender, your ethnicity and race, and then your relationship, so anyone else that lives in your household, how you relate to them, and then phone number. I want to again come back to the confidentiality. The phone number is solely for verification purposes. If, let's say, one member of your household responds online and somebody mails in or reports, the household again, we need to make sure that, if that data is different, that we have a way to verify that easily. The phone number is the way that we can easily and effectively verify that data. If we further need to, then we do have our field operations. But as you can see, it is a very simple, short series of questions, and they are for statistical purposes only. We do not ask social security numbers. We don't ask any of that kind of information. As I had mentioned, there are different ways to respond. The phone and internet, we are really encouraging people to respond. We are a federal agency. We do want to be good stewards for taxpayers. We've decided that online and over the phone are some of the most effective ways. Also, a lot of people are responding to their doors less and less. So we want to encourage people to know that there is this way, or they may not want to go to the post office. Now, both the mail and the in-person options will be available. We'll start sending out the paper surveys after we've sent out several waves of the mailers for those households that don't respond to the census after the first couple. And then, like I said, we will have our enumerators out there. I do want to show you, so this is, if you go to census.gov/Rome, this is our response outreach area mapper. This is a publicly available piece of data. This is a mapper that we use for us to identify what are hard to count or historically undercounted communities that don't respond to the census or for various reasons. Here we have Lake Worth. It's just a snapshot of this area. The darker the blue area, the lower the response rates. Dark blue means that those areas, those 10-block radiuses, respond less than 70%. So that's a massive amount of population that's not being counted on the census. So we focus our efforts, we find strategies to work these efforts. But we also have meetings like this where we talk with the community leaders to find ways on what ways we can work together with the community to reach those areas to ensure that we have a complete and accurate count. Many of these populations are under 6 years, children under 6 years old, renters. Language barrier is often one. It's one of the nice things that we're going to have 13 different languages on half of our response methods. Non-citizens, as well as people over 65 or low internet access. So there's a lot of different ways that people don't respond. So we are trying to create strategies to address those, and we're looking to our community leaders to help us find the answers for that. I do encourage everybody to go to our website. This is specifically for this 2020 census, 2020census.gov. we collect a lot of different information for the business community. Every 5 years, we run an economic census, and we have a program on our website, and I encourage everyone here to take a look at it. It's called Census Business Builder. We compile the information that we've collected for the business community and put it together. We have toolkits for small businesses, city planners, chambers of commerces, that we've collected all the data that we have collected, that you can utilize it to help make statistically based business decisions. But it's all on our website. You can go specifically for the 2020 census, 2020census.gov or census.gov is our general website. Then the last is, as you might imagine, this requires a huge amount of manpower to be an effective program. We are hiring in every area of the country. We need people that are from our field operations. We're opening up area census offices throughout Dallas and Tarrant County. We need enumerators, people knocking on doors. We pay between $15 to $20 an hour for part-time and full-time work. The part-time is flexible, so you do get to make your own schedule. And we encourage everybody, if you know somebody that's looking for a job or while they're in the middle of their job hunt, someone that maybe works during the day or is looking to pick up a few hours on the weekends or nights, this is a great opportunity. We have a lot of different positions available. So I really encourage, everybody to take a look at it. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. And then I have thrown a lot of information at you, I understand, but I'd be happy to answer any questions. This is a critically important program for our communities, and we cannot afford to not get everybody counted, because we need the representation in a way for everyone to feel like they're getting counted. But if there are any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Yes, sir.
Mr. Sale, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
When you're looking for people to help you canvass, if you will, could that be senior citizens on the telephone, or does that be in person?
Most of our positions are out in the field,
Okay.
so they would need to be able to
Ambulatory?
to ambulatory. We do have some office positions available, but I encourage anyone to refer to our website, because they're going to have the detailed information. And there'll actually be a phone number if you do have further questions that they can call and get a walkthrough.
Okay.
As well. Absolutely. Any other questions? No? Well, thank you very much for letting me be here, and thank you very much to the chamber. I hope you enjoy the rest of your lunch. He's saying one as well. I love it. Thank you very, very much.
So just a few general announcements. As you've seen on our PowerPoint, our next after-hours business mixer is going to be held at Italiano's restaurant, which is who provided our food today, so we thank them for both. And I'm sure he'll probably have some really great goodies. I'm not going to say food, but you never know. His ribbon cutting, he had pizza, had other things that I don't know how to pronounce. However, it was great. That next one is going to be September 5th from 5 to 7 p.m. On Sunday, September 15th, is going to be our first annual benefit bowling tournament held at Cowtown Palace from 1:30 to 3 o'clock. If you're interested in having a team, it's $100 for a team of 4. Or if you just want to bowl and be part of someone else's team, we can build teams together, and it's $25 per person, and that does include the shoes. We do have some teams right now, but we still are looking for more, and we are also looking for donations for our live auction and raffle.
And sponsorship.
Yes, and a few more sponsorships. You'll see when the slide comes around, we do have some sponsorships there. So if you're interested in becoming one, we'd love to hear from you. And the next item is October 11th and 12th, the Bullfrog Westfest. Yeah, the rodeo. You have a concert. You're gonna have carnival. Is there carnival gonna be there
I
this
don't
year?
know yet.
Okay, we don't know yet. That's amazing.
Vendors.
But that's always fun, and there's vendors, and there's still vendor spots available.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna let Ms. Renee say a few little words regarding that.
Thank you, Ashley. Bullfrog Westfest, October 10th, 11th and 12th. The weekend, Friday night, we'll have a small event, and then all day Saturday, there's a free concert the City of Lake Worth is sponsoring for us prior to the rodeo events on Saturday. And then we have mutton busting and bullfrog races and bull riding, so lots of fun. What we're looking for right now are vendors, so if you have a product or service that you would like to get out in front of your community, this is a great place to get out in front of the Lake Worth community. It's only $60 for a booth. Sponsorships are available from $100 to $500. That includes a massive amount of advertising. We have a pretty good Facebook presence, as well as advertising among all of our websites and our Lions Club people. The benefit of all of this, we do all of this so that we can benefit students and special needs children. That's what we work with the most. We give away lots of free eyeglasses every year. We do free bicycles to the whole 3rd grade in the Lake Worth ISD. We do a special needs movie day every single month where we have special needs families, about 200 or 300 of them come, and we show them a new run movie every single month. So we do a lot of great things with this money, and we would love to help you do better with your business by getting out from the community and support our Lions Club benefits.
And how many eyeglasses in the last several years has the Lions Club supplied?
We've done about 3,500 eyeglass free, absolutely free, prescription, everything. Got the eyeglasses, walked away from the bus with new eyeglasses on their face. 3,500 of those in the last 7 years. Support our Lions Club.
And our next coffee at the Cotton Patch is going to be Tuesday, September 10th. And as always, Cotton Patch provides us with a few small things to eat for breakfast, little danishes, fruit, and of course coffee, water, and I think tea sometimes too. That's always from 10 to 11. And now we are going to, oh yes.
November 9th.
November 9th, I didn't write that down. We are going to have our first vendor fair, craft vendor fair. It's going to be held at the F.E. Morris Elementary Gym. The time frame is from 10 to 2, and that is a Saturday, correct? Yes, November 9th, Saturday. So mark your calendars. You're going to start seeing things go out here in the next few days, and get ready for that and be ready for a craft fair. And now, if you get your red tickets out, we're going to do our door prizes. Did anybody not get a red door ticket?
You're gonna win it this time?
No.
You didn't?
I like the balloon.
Okay, grab one. Let me grab one.
That's mine.
Okay, our first one, I've got a loud voice. 335258. Yay! And I will tell you what that is.
Here you go. You're welcome.
That is a Jeannie Turley movie basket. It's got sodas and popcorn.
Yeah, cowboy gallon.
And the next one, you gotta turn it so they can see what that is.
Oh, pass one.
Oh, what is it? Riesling. Okay, so this is a kitty cat bottle from Celtic Liquor with Riesling in it. Ticket number, I'm just gonna do the last three, 261. Oh, James Birchfield.
One number off.
He needs that today.
Okay, a Be Happy wooden sign plus the northwestsun.com advertisement with a value of $450. It's for 4 months. It's a 300 by 250 advertising spot. Ticket number 245. Next number. Well, first, yes, this is beautiful. This is from the UPS store. It is a tray. It's very colorful and decorative, beautiful, and a UPS water bottle. Ticket number is 247.
Oh.
Bill.
Bill.
Okay, this is from You Break, I Fix. It says stop talking, start making. It comes with Galaxy
It's a
pen
pen,
inside.
actually it's a pen and stylus set from Samsung.
Okay.
And that's also like a journal notebook, right,
Awesome,
from
and a
Samsung.
journal. Okay, lucky number 263.
Oh. Woohoo!
And our lovely Jeannie Turley calculator, along with a Cowtown Bowling Palace $10, I think it's $10, is it right?
Yes.
$10 off coupon, lucky number 265. Our next is Leadership Northwest. Spend the day with Leadership Northwest. It's a value of $50, and what you would do is if you win this and you are interested in participating in Leadership Northwest, their class starts here next month, and you want to spend a day with them, you get with Jody, raise your hand, Jody, and you let her know which day you are interested in spending with them, okay? Lucky number 264.
Yay!
Okay, you wanna redo it?
Huh?
You wanna do it? You wanna
She
do
wants
that?
it.
You want? Okay, you go ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
She wants it.
I wanna know where they're going.
Okay.
Yes, then we can find out.
Okay. Next gift is also from the northwestsun.com. It's a gift card to Chick-fil-A and also a $10 off coupon, once again, to Cowtown Palace. Lucky number 248. Yes, there's goodies inside. This is a Pinnacle lunch bag, and there's some goodies inside. It looks like paper pads and pens. Lucky number 254. Another Jeannie Turley calculator and a coupon for Cowtown Bowling Palace. Lucky number 244.
Oh, no, that's a separate thing. Yeah, that's a separate thing.
Another movie bucket with
Imagine that.
popcorn, Cokes and popcorn itself. Lucky number 242.
Oh, no.
Joey
you
won.
want it?
Okay. It's a Pinnacle Bank. What do they call it?
Like a Yeti cup.
The material. It is like a Yeti cup. I was just trying to think of it.
It's the same.
With a koozie inside and a foam card holder and pens. Lucky number 260. Gosh. $41. Okay, I'm drawing. Lucky number 394. All right, so I think, I don't know what time is it right now.
It's 22.
We have plenty of time. If there's plenty of food back there, you can get your plates refilled. You can network among each other. Just enjoy the rest of the day and stay cool. Stay inside.
You got a free lunch out deal. That's good thing. Is that her favorite flavor?
I sold it to the retired manager so he's using them for display. They all work, all immaculate. Yeah.
But they still work.
Let's go to the party.
So we were there then. They make plastic business cards, foil printed, with shapes in them. So you can determine what shapes are in the stock, and it's got like stars, arrows, it's not cheap, but you don't hand those out to just anyone. And you never lose it, because there's a purpose in it.
I called one really cool place, it was a restaurant, and it had a picture of hamburger in the front, and a corner of the business card and a pie. And I was like,
That's what happened there. Let's see, how could you add a slogan to it?
Hopefully I stayed in camera.
If you'd like, since you gave me your business card, right? See the link to what I want to know. YouTube.
You also send me pictures.
We can arrange that.
Our headquarters like so we have pictures so we can show doing what we actually say to East Dallas, Lakewood, if you're there, so. Oh, okay. It's a good area. It is. We are actually going to pilot right now. While we're building a house. Yeah, a little bit. We've been living in Casa Farley, and we just decided that it's kind of, we've got 16 so we decided to go to schools now. In East Dallas, this is where we need to be. But Forney has her. It's a good Oh, okay. So you've been involved just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'd love to come in if possible. Correspond with you. Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you very much.